So we talked about the proposed Infiniverse in the last two videos. In this one, we'll consider the Infiniverse in the context of computers, and then in the context of God. So if you wanted to simulate the Infiniverse on a computer, what would you need? Obviously, no real computers we have can simulate even one universe, much less an Infiniverse. But if you gave a computer infinite memory and infinite processing speed, then there would be no limitation of how much it can process in a given amount of time, or how much it can process, period. In addition to those two things, the only other thing you need is someone smart enough to program the computer to be able to do this. And we would only need one such computer, because infinity times however many other computers is still infinity. So an infinite computer, so one computer with infinite speed and infinite memory can do the same thing as more than one. But since it makes no difference, if you want to conceptualize it as each universe in the Infiniverse has its own computer, that's fine too. And you may say, wait a minute, wouldn't you need infinite energy to run a computer at infinite speed? Well, we already got infinite energy. We have an infinite number of universes, each with an amount of energy. Add that all up, you got infinity units of energy. And someone might say, well, you have positive energy, but you also have negative energy, and they cancel each other out to zero. Okay, so what? You have infinite positive energy and infinite negative energy canceling each other out over infinite numbers of universes. And just as there's infinite energy in the Infiniverse, there's also infinite consciousness in the Infiniverse. Now, what does this computer do? It simulates each of the infinite number of universes, each with its own set of laws of physics, and runs a program showing how that set of laws of physics plays out. Some of them will go boom and expand so fast that it just goes on and on and on, nothing useful forms. Some will be too weak, they'll go boom and they'll collapse on themselves and they'll be done. And others will be of the magnitude that that universe is able to generate stars and generate planets and generate life and generate consciousness, etc. And each of these simulations, no matter how long they take no time at all, because we have this infinitely fast computer simulating them. Alright, now after the computer has run all these simulations, and I put after in air quotes because after is kind of hard to conceptualize when you're talking about infinite speed, but work with me here. After the computer runs all the simulations, it could select one that's particularly interesting. How would it do that? Well, artificial intelligence as we have it now can do a whole lot. Give it infinite memory and infinite speed. And there's no limit to what it can ponder and accomplish. Okay, so with the Infiniverse, we've proposed infinite space, having infinite big bangs with different laws of physics, creating infinite universes, infinite energy, and infinite consciousness. But what if we've got this backwards? What if infinite consciousness is the foundation of everything else rather than infinite space? The infinite consciousness with infinite speed and memory to be able to simulate an infinite set of potential universes. And then to produce one by a big bang or by other means. It's no more crazy or speculative to believe infinite consciousness generating everything else than it is to believe in infinite space generating everything else. And yet we call the multiverse science, the Infiniverse being one form of the multiverse. Only a bias against infinite consciousness makes us assume it must be infinite space that starts all this. Both of these ideas have the same problem of why does it exist at all? How is it that it has always existed, whether the consciousness or the space or the energy or whatever your starting point is? We all have that problem that seems unsolvable. Once you propose infinite space or infinite universes or both, you open the door to infinite everything else. Infinity is very powerful. How powerful? Infinitely powerful. Well, we Christians believe in an infinitely powerful God who knows everything, knows every potential everything. It's no more crazy or speculative to believe infinite consciousness generating everything else than it is to believe in infinite space generating everything